Today's video is going to be about the North Pavilion, the pavilion that is actually my country house so far, and for the next couple of years, the time the rest of the renovation is going. I thought about this renovation more like a little cottage because I wanted different ambience through the different building of the site, and this one was more like a little French country house, more a British cottage. Then the facade was restored. We're waiting for the little applique to be here and here. Here and here is going to be like orange tree boxes, not with orange tree, but maybe with buxus or something like this to give a nice entrance. Here there's a little detail that I always like, is to remove the mud of the shoes when you arrive in the home and you don't want to put dirt everywhere. Then there is a little metal piece and you can actually like clean the extra dirt and then get in and remove your shoes right away, of course. Now welcome to the livable place of Dampierre so far. This is the living room, is the whole space of the ground floor with 4 windows. Actually, it was only 2 windows in the beginning, and the Monument Historique allow us to open the 2 others that are opening on the park, giving a lot of lights, and this is pretty nice. Then is a big space here with the living room with a little salon and a fireplace and a kitchen with a kitchen table for 6 people. And also on the top floor, 2 rooms that we're going to see just after, and 1 room downstairs also. Everything in this house is a bit tiny and everything is a sample of something that is going to be a bit bigger with the big house later, but in this little cottage I wanted a mudroom. Then this is a sample of a mudroom with a little stool where you can sit while you remove your boots, and you can put the boots over there and you definitely don't walk around. And there is here a little basket with some little slippers for everyone. And on top, a stoop. I love that idea. When you get in a room, I like to have a space where to put your keys, your wallet, because I'm a very forgetful person. And I always lose all my keys and my wallet. And I like to put always in the same place. And I find this pretty cute. I bought it in auction in Italy. And is a marble one, probably from a church that doesn't exist anymore. And it used to be some water inside, holy water, but I'm not using that as this anymore, of course. I did 1 step and now I'm in the kitchen. The kitchen is in a green color that brings a bit like the garden inside of the house. There is like a vintage piano to cook with a nice oven, but it's a vintage one, but it gives a bit of authenticity to the place. And I wanted some Delft tiles, and I love those ones. It's an artist in Paris who does this, and is all about the marines, monsters. And I don't know if you noticed, but there is one that is a little bit special, is this one, because look, it's actually the châtelet, the entrance châtelet, the entrance gate of the chateau that was made to measures, with a picture for the guy to reproduce it and put it here. And here he did also a little adventurous part. He added some caducée, which is like the doctor stuff, because I'm a doctor, here to this personage. That is pretty ugly, and I hope it is not me, but that represents the doctor and the house. I used all this porcelain and parts because I think it's more authentic. It's what was used in the beginning of the 20th centuries for electricity, and I find it kind of cute and authentic. Also, instead of putting light like in every kitchen under to light up when you cook, I prefer to put some pretty traditional and a bit like grandmother style lighting like this that I found in Les Puces in Saint-Ouen, close to Paris. And it gives a nice lighting where you actually need it when you do the dishes and when you cook over there. And I found it gives like a nice lighting color and a better ambience. For the kitchen, I wanted also rack like this, where you can put all your all your plates without taking too much space, and you can actually see and show. And this is 𝐒𝐿, you know, is the porcelain from 𝐒𝐿, which is a manufacturer in France, where they do this very traditional one. You can find new ones, and you can find actually this one like vintage with the little insects and the little windmill or something. The kitchen table is a pretty traditional and 17th century table. Pretty traditional, pretty strong, very old. A Spanish table, we can see, because there's always this little, the foot are a little bit like this with a metal part inside. And there is a very specific thing, while I was actually restoring it and put some waxing on it, I just discovered right here, look, is basically my initials, a C and an A. And how random is that, honestly? About the stairs, that's going to lead us up and down, of course, at the purpose of the stairs. But the stairs is not any stairs. It was just like a scale before, and I wanted the stairs that looked like it was here before. Then we organized a hole in the ceiling to bring up the stairs, and the same for downstairs. And it was an artisan working in a carpenter in Paris that is specialized in that kind of stairs. And I received it. It was pretty beautiful. It was in oak, but it looked so white and new that I didn't really like it. So we had to do something that I love to do. It was making it old. Then you can bring your kids next time. But we made so many little holes, like to mime the worms who eat the wood. We put some chain. We hit it with chains. We walked with, not specifically me, but we walked with high heels on it, and we put some color on it to make it look a bit more old. And we also warm with a flame and a chalumeau the metal parts to make it a bit darker, and we left it outside to have a little bit of rest. And it's not completely old looking, but it looks kind of fine now, and it looks pretty more like heritage and not too much brand new. Now we arrive in the salon, where it's going to be cozy. I wanted this sofa with a fabric that is you could do like a coat with such a fabric, and I like it. And it's very cozy. I wanted a fireplace. Not easy actually to restore a fireplace, because the first time we tried, the fire, actually all the smoke was going out, and then we had to, or I had two options. First was to put the floor a bit higher, but I found it ugly, because I think it's very charming and traditional to have the floor going the same level of the rest of the fireplace. And then we had the option to add some paneling here, but I found it ugly because it gives a bad proportion to the fireplace. Then we had this redone and put it lower. Then now the fireplace is working properly with the little tiles, like last videos we show you in the other pavilion. It's not exactly the same tiles, it's a different one, a bit more graphic, this one. And here I have, there's so many more books arriving, but I have all the French literature, usually, my favorite books. And of course some magazines like World of Interior and House and Gardens, and also books about all the good, and also books about gardening and landscape designer that are pretty famous. And some family pictures, of course it's my house. So that's it for this floor. If you want more, you can just put some comments and I will give you more specific details about it. And we can go upstairs, where it's going to be 2 rooms and a bathroom. Let's go. These stairs are so convenient with luggage. First floor, 2 rooms and 1 bathroom to share, sorry. This room is a pink room. I should find another denomination for it because color is a bit boring, but whatever. With the headbed that I love. I didn't find like traditional one and antiques one for this kind of size. Then I bought it in England in the Cornish Bed. Is a company that actually doing this very traditional one, and I think it's going to get a nice patina over the years. In this floor, it was no light. It was just the light bringing by this little oculus around window. And the Monument Historique allow us to actually open one roof window that is not on the main facade, is actually on the garden one, then we don't really see it. And I had to put this cast PMR, which is like windows that are pretty traditional, that are made of metal, and they are bringing a lot of light in each room, otherwise it would be like completely dark in here. The walls are not painted with traditional painting, is painted with 𝐒𝐂. 𝐒𝐂 is something that is a material that you mix with the color and the pigment, and that gives like a living feeling. Then it's not perfectly regular, and you see like the painting is actually breathing. The floor was sanded and painted in white because it was not very interesting wood under, and I prefer to put a color than having a patchwork of colors. Let's do a little stop in the bathroom. The bathroom, I wanted it really like a British little bathroom with wood paneling on the lower place, with standing sink, and with this nice royal fern from Saône wallpaper. There is also this Chippendale mirror that I really like, and this little baguette lighting, the baguette lighting like this, with the little parrots. And animals, of course, everywhere. And you can come inside. I want to show you the bath. This is the French part of it. The tile is actually from tiles of the Beaujolais, Carrelage du Beaujolais, which is a company that reproduce tiles that were in the Hôtel Nissim de Camondo in Paris. There is very famous bathroom over there, because it was one of the first bathroom with all the technology of the time, beginning of the 20th century. And one of the bathroom that is pretty famous, they use this tile with this hexagon shape and the green, and you can find it online on some pictures. It's very nice. And we have a reproduction of that, and I wanted to bring a little bit of a French style in it. And also a curtain is not like a plastic one. There is this Pierre Frey company who does this very interesting technological fabric that is waterproof, and you can put like a curtain that looks like a curtain, but it's actually efficient. Up, let's switch off the lights. And here we're on the green room with again this headboard, metal one from Cornish Bed. And it was a couple of questions about it, especially about the charpente, the wooden part, because I didn't know if I wanted it painted or wanted it color of the wood. And I decided, I had choices and I made this one, to paint it in white because it brings something a bit more sophisticated. Because usually when it was organized houses, it used to be painted. And it's actually protecting also the wood. And all the furnitures are pretty traditional. There's some stuff I found on the internet, on brocante, a bit everywhere. And there's, oh yeah, this lampshade that I love. I was in Italy last year, and I bumped into this place where this guy in a little shop. I need to find the address again, and he was doing all this lampshade by himself, handmade, with the metal things, and after he was putting all the silicone on it, and I found it so cute and beautiful. And I told a friend of mine from Rome, oh my god, I found this incredible place. It's very traditional and little, I'm sure, I don't know if you know it, or have you been there, I don't know. And he was making fun of me because it's basically the place where Valentino is making all his lampshades since the last 20 years probably, or even 50 years. But it's actually a nice piece, and I like it, and I invest in it because it was like crazy expensive, whatever. Now we go downstairs. Let's go down. Up. And here we're on the basement where we organize a bedroom and a bathroom with access to the garden. We will see that after. There is no garden so far, but it will be soon. The ambience here is a bit more monastic. I wanted less decoration, I wanted a little bit less colors. So I choose these colors from this painting brand called Ressources with two different colors, a green and a white, which is really like 19th century colors, giving a very monastic atmosphere right here. Here is a little frame with, we put a UV proof glass to protect it, but this is one of the maps of the castle. We don't see much. I don't know if you see something with the video, but here we have the castle, the châtelet, with the space in between. And here you have the avenue with the pavilion that are here. We don't see the pavilion because I think the pavilion are posterior. But you can see that the castle and the châtelet were actually surrounded with a moat in water. And here it was a big, big dungeon that was destroyed in the 19th century. As a headboard, I wanted a verdure because I feel like it's bringing a lot of warmth in the room. And I'm so happy. I found actually this fabric from Dédard that is literally matching the tapestry and is actually and I could make these cushions. And here my little Athena from the Roman period, maybe Greek, but to be safe, the guy told me it was it was Roman. That I bought in Paris, and I really like her. She's tiny, she's so cute, I find. And she's watching me sleeping. And here, a bathroom that I really like, you can go in. And here I wanted it to be the softer possible. I didn't want the toilet to show, then we organized something symmetrical because symmetry is pretty nice in that kind of house. Then on the left you have the bathroom, open one by the way. And on the right side there is the shower. But when you close it, you don't see anything, then that's nice. And to protect the curtains here, I put like the same curtains upstairs to protect from the water. And it's working magnificently. With this fern that I like, she loves being here because she's in the shade a little bit, it's very warm and wet and she loves the ambience. And she's put in a Massier Sellette from the 19th century. And to give you an idea of the future, to end this video, that was the interior, but the outside is going to be soon ready. I guess in a year time, the time the nature grow, is going to be just here. In the next video, we'll show you that. A garden, a regular garden right here, square one with a couple of parterres. And little buxus doing some squares where it's going to be a statue that I'm trying to purchase actually soon. It's going to be an auction where there is a statue I really love. We will see if it's in my budget. It's going to be this regular garden right here, pretty tiny, like a convent garden, and that's what I wanted. And it's going to be good and nice because the gardens usually you see them from the floor, but here, because the terrace is actually higher, the visitors can actually see it from above, and this is going to be very interesting. And this part over there is going to be more like a garden with the forest starting. I will actually show you the plan I design and I elaborate with my landscape designer. Let's go up. You want to see? You want to see the project? Then come closer. This is the project. This is, I don't know if we see properly. Yeah, a little bit here. This is a version with color. And this is a version without. Then this is the terrace with the gate right here. This is the pavilion, and it's going to be one square here, like a little convent garden, framed with a high fence, and it's going to be a statue in the middle right here. And I would like Listeria here, but I'm not sure with the north facing if it's going to grow or not. Then I'm going to put maybe some jasmine. I don't know yet. Bye, see you in the next video. I can't wait to actually show you more of the work that has been done.